All right, so ready to dive in. Today we're going to be unpacking some serious inspiration, talking about Chris Bumstead, this
Hmm.
champion bodybuilder, and really digging into his journey.
Yeah.
You sent over this YouTube video. It's called Chris Bumstead, Dream Big, Fear Nothing, Champion Mentality.
Okay. Love that.
And I know you're super interested in like how to really push your limits and reach those big goals, right?
Absolutely.
So let's get into it. One of the things that really jumped out at me right away from Bumstead was this idea that like your dreams,
Oh.
they should kind of scare you a little.
Oh, interesting.
Like he's not about playing it safe, you know?
Right. And the psychology behind that is actually fascinating. It's like he gets that being uncomfortable
Yeah.
is kind of a sign you're on the right path.
Exactly. It's like you have
Yeah.
to embrace the fear a little bit.
Yeah. You do. When you're too comfortable, you're not growing.
And he walks the walk too. He talks about these moments of self-doubt, pushing through pain, and he's so vivid about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this one part where he says, nothing great is going to come without you having adversity and pain tolerance.
It's so true. I think about that phrase, get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's where the real learning is.
Yeah.
It's outside that comfort zone that we actually change and adapt and really, truly evolve.
Okay, so how do we actually use that? Like, we all have those moments, right, when things get tough and we're trying to reach a goal.
We do. We all do. And that's where Bumstead's journey, it becomes super practical, you know?
Okay.
Think about a goal you have. When you hit that wall, that struggle, how do you see it?
It's easy to just see it as like a total roadblock.
Exactly. But what if, instead of an obstacle, it's a test?
Ooh.
A test of how dedicated you really are.
Wow. It's like a mental shift.
It is just a small shift in perspective, but man, it can change everything.
And it's so easy to let the fear take over, especially at the beginning. Bumstead even said he used to cry before competitions
Oh, wow.
for the pressure.
And that just shows you, even at the top,
Yeah.
those moments of vulnerability, they don't go away. It's what you do with them.
That's what makes him relatable.
Yeah.
He's honest about it. But there's this other part where he talks about crying before a competition again, but it was different this time.
Interesting.
Yeah, it came from a completely different place.
Right. And I think that speaks to how our motivation, it changes over time.
It's not linear. Yeah.
No, it's a cycle. At the start, for him, tears were about fear and pressure. Later on, they were about gratitude, about pride.
Powerful.
It shows how pushing through, it can lead to a deeper appreciation for the whole experience, the ups and the downs.
It's like he went from feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to feeling overwhelmed by the joy of it all.
Yes,
It's like he totally flipped the script.
he did. And it highlights this idea of like the champion mentality,
Yes, he talks about that.
which I think is so key here.
And it's not just about, winning, which is what most people probably think about.
Right, it's easy to get caught up in that, right? Like the trophy, the recognition, he's saying it goes way deeper. It's about showing up
Yep.
consistently, giving it your all every single time, no matter what.
No matter the outcome.
Exactly. It's that dedication that's the real win.
That's really resonating with me because it's so easy to focus on those external things.
It's human nature, right? We want that validation.
Yeah.
But what Bumstead's saying is the real victory is internal.
It's about the commitment itself.
Yes. And the cool thing is, this applies everywhere, not just sports.
Right. Like this goes way beyond just competition.
Think about it, your job, relationships, anything you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Where can you bring that same level of dedication, regardless if anyone's watching?
It's like finding that inner drive that pushes you to be better,
Yes, it's about becoming the best version of you.
not for anyone else.
Exactly. Though it's not always going to be sunshine and roses, right? He
Right.
talks about the pressure of staying at the top.
Oh, yeah. Once you reach that level of success.
Everyone expects you to just, like, cruise.
And he was saying it's actually the opposite.
He was like, people think it gets easier, but it's the complete opposite.
Wow.
The pressure is different, but it's still there.
So how does he deal with that?
Well, he talks about how he's always a target now.
Because everyone wants to be the one to take him down.
Exactly. He has to keep pushing, evolving to stay ahead.
That takes serious self-awareness.
It does. And incredible resilience. He can't just rest on his laurels.
He's always got to be one step ahead.
Always. It's like this constant cycle of pushing, adapting, and growing.
And that's what keeps him at the top of his game.
Absolutely. It's not just about getting there. It's about staying there.
It's like he's almost wired for that constant challenge.
He is, and he turns it into fuel, you know? He doesn't see it as a burden, but as this opportunity to see how far he can go, what he's really capable of.
Always pushing those limits.
Exactly. And that takes us back to the champion mentality. It's not about the finish line, it's about the entire journey.
All the ups and downs, the setbacks, the victories.
The struggles, the doubts, the moments you want to give up.
Those are the moments that define you.
They are. And
Right.
they're the moments that make the journey worth it, you know?
They teach you what you're truly made of.
Yes. And they
Yeah.
help you discover a strength you never knew you had.
It's like Bumstead's story saying, embrace the struggle.
Embrace it. Don't shy away from it. That's where the growth is. That's where you find out who you really are.
So powerful.
And I think for our listeners, that's the biggest takeaway here. How can we apply this today, right now?
Yeah, what's that one small step, that action you can take to push yourself just a little bit outside your comfort zone?
It doesn't have to be huge, just something that gets you moving, that challenges you to grow, even if it's just a little bit.
Because those little steps, they add up.
They do. And before you know it, you're miles ahead of where you started.
Always moving forward.
Yeah.
Embracing the journey. That's the champion mentality.
It is. And you got this.